gentlemen, welcome to the Hong Kong Public Space Awards 2013 Prize Presentation Ceremony.
在場嘅朋友大家好，歡迎大家出席香港公共空間大獎嘅頒獎典禮。
My name is Ali and I'm the MC of the day.
大家好，我叫 Jeffrey，亦都係今日嘅大會司儀。
The Hong Kong Public Space Awards is the first of its kind in the city, and it is co-organized by the Hong Kong Public Space Initiative, RFP Magazine, and Designing Hong Kong. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to especially thank the Island East Markets for letting us use the stage for the ceremony today.
香港公共空間大獎係香港首類型嘅呢一個獎項，由拓展公共空間、RFP 雜誌同埋創建香港聯合主辦。喺呢度，我哋亦都想代表大會再次多謝港島東龍墟借出呢一個場地俾我哋作為一個頒獎嘅地方。
The awards aim to raise the awareness of public spaces through more public discussion and to recognize the efforts of designers, managers, users, and other stakeholders for making our public spaces outstanding. The awards started accepting nominations in July 2013 last year and have received close to 50 nominations. After public voting and professional evaluations, a total of 9 outstanding public spaces and 1 least desirable space have been selected.
呢個獎咧係希望通過今次嘅討論啦，能夠提供公眾對公共空間嘅認識同埋關注，亦都同時咧希望鼓勵各個嘅公共空間嘅設計師啦、規劃師啦、管理公司啦同埋用家咧，能夠可以啟發到佢哋對公共空間嘅創意。呢個大獎咧係由上年嘅7月咧已經接受公眾嘅提名，經過一輪嘅公眾投票啦，同埋評審團嘅投票啦，跟住之後咧就選出咗9個優秀嘅公共空間同埋一個最需要改善公共空間嘅大獎嘅。
So now, may I take the chance to introduce our judges, who come from all diverse backgrounds.
好，我哋事不宜遲，首先我哋介紹下評審委員會，佢哋係嚟自唔同嘅專業㗎。
First, Dr. Christine Bruckner. She's the president of the American Institute of Architects International Region, and she's acting as our jury advisor for this time.
首先係Christine Bruckner，嚟自美國建築師學會國際地區嘅會長。
Next, we have Mr. Carl Chan, the co-chairperson of the Hong Kong Public Space Initiative.
陳文浩先生，拓展公共空間聯席主席。
Mr. Christian Low, president of the American Institute of Architects Hong Kong Chapter.
Mr. Christian Low，美國工建築師學會香港分會會長。
Mr. Matthew Pryor, head of the Division of Landscape Architecture at Hong Kong U.
譚文輝先生，香港大學園景建築學部主任。
Ms. Claire Secchi, Managing Director of RFP Magazine.
Ms. Claire Secchi, RFP 雜誌董事總經理。
Mr. P.Y. Tan, past President of the Hong Kong Institute of Planners.
譚寶橋先生，香港規劃師學會前會長。
And Mr. Paul Zimmerman, CEO Designing of Hong Kong.
司馬文先生，創建香港行政總裁。
So the outstanding public spaces have been selected based on various dimensions, from design to management, from usage to social impact. Therefore, the award winners are not any individual or organization. Rather, the winners are exactly the space themselves. They're separated into 6 categories, namely the waterfront area, urban park, urban plaza, large-scale green park, street, and people space. Very soon, our judges will come onto the stage one by one to announce the winners and to present the awards to the representatives of the winning public spaces.
今次個公共空間嘅大獎咧，我哋亦都係由多角度去評審㗎。唔單止我哋睇佢嘅設計啦、管理啦，亦都睇佢嘅用量啦，同埋對成個社區嘅影響㗎。所以咧，今次嘅得獎者咧並唔係個別嘅公司啦，或者係個別嘅機構㗎，而係成個公共空間嘅本身。今次得獎嘅公共空間咧，總共分為6個範疇，包括海濱地帶啦、城市公園啦、城市廣場、大型嘅綠化公園、街道同埋由市民開創嘅公共空間。我哋嘅評判咧，好快亦都會上台公佈結果啦，同埋為我哋頒發唔同嘅獎項㗎。
So now, may I please invite Ms. Christine Bruckner, our jury advisor, to come onto the stage to give us opening remarks, announce the overall winner, and the winners of the water area category. Ms. Bruckner, please.
好，而家事不宜遲，我哋有請我哋嘅評審顧問Christine 為我哋上台講幾句評審嘅過程，同埋公佈總冠軍，以及咧係公佈海濱地帶範疇裏面嘅優勝公共空間㗎。唔該。
Good afternoon, and it's a pleasure to be here with you all today. I would like to say it was an honor to serve on this adjudication as a juror and an advisor, and also to congratulate our three organizers for the initiative to recognize public realm and open space, and also to recognize the public for your nominations and encourage you to continue to do so as it goes forward year to year. We did have almost 50 nominations, and it was a pleasure to read through them and, when possible, to do site visits of our shortlisted. And I would like to just clarify 2 or 3 things about the jury process. I think most of it has already been covered. But we had 9 awards that will be given, and they were originally going to be in 4 categories, which were publicly owned, privately owned, streets, and spoof. But we changed that. As a jury, the jury decided that it wasn't about who owns a space. It was about the space itself. And therefore they defined the categories based on typology. And the typology was shared earlier. I'll just read it, but it was urban park, urban plaza, large-scale green park, waterfront, street, residential areas, and people space with the spoof. Maybe
頭先 Claire 亦都講到啦，我哋呢一個大獎啦，可能係之前經過少少改動啦。最重要嘅原意咧，係我哋能夠帶出咗公共空間，得獎嘅公共空間咧係屬於個空間，而唔係其他嘅，可能係一啲個別機構啦，或者係個別嘅得獎者㗎。係 ，Please continue.
It's also important to understand that the criteria chosen for these 6 categories of why they were selected were unique, and they were based on categories and issues that make them special in the categories they are in. One doesn't expect that all criteria will be met in all categories, and that's why it was so important as role model spaces that certain spaces be selected. So that is why we have only 9 selected, and we hope to have more in the future. Okay. So we're going to go forward now with the waterfront areas. I think we have to watch the time. So I've been asked to announce that, and I'm going to start with the waterfront, and the first winner that we're announcing today is Stanley. And the Stanley Promenade and the Piazza of the Stanley Plaza have been jointly connected by a jury as the first place winner, overall winner, and also the waterfront winner. And it's actually quite interesting because this area does meet the criteria of several of the different categories. Having a street, having piazza, having open space, it's unique. But the jury also wanted to make sure that every public space to be successful does not need to have all of those criteria. But in this case, this was an exception, and it's exceptional space. One of the reasons that it was selected was because of its successful integration of public and private development for the community, multiple uses. And also to share that it's used by people throughout the day in multiple ways. I think there's many things that we can say about it. I believe that the notes of the reasons that it was selected will be shared in detail. But the priority is the compilation of working with private and public, working to meet the community's needs, and also development over time. This project has been at least 3 decades in the development, and working with the community to really develop, to welcome multiple needs at multiple times in multiple ways. And this is a wonderful aspect of a public space and an outstanding public space. So I think probably the best thing to do at this time is to welcome up the recipients.
或者喺呢度咧，作個好簡單嘅敘述啦，就係、今次公共空間得獎嘅總冠軍咧，就係、赤柱海濱長廊啦，同埋赤柱廣場露天廣場同時奪得嘅，即係簡單嚟講就係成個嘅海濱長廊啦。海濱赤柱嘅海濱咧，亦都係我哋優秀海濱地帶得獎嘅得主嚟嘅。頭先Christine 都亦都講過啦，就係、成個嘅赤柱海濱咧，能夠做到公私融合，亦都包含咗各種嘅成功元素，係一個好獨特嘅一個地方嚟嘅。佢嘅活動咧係非常之多元化，亦都應係呢一個成個赤柱海濱得獎嘅成功原因之一嚟嘅。
So now, may we invite Ms. Margaret Lee, Assistant Director of Leisure Services at the Leisure and Cultural Services Department, as well as Mr. Dick Wei, Director of Project and Asset Management of the Link Real Estate Investment Trust, to come onto the stage and to receive the awards.
好，而家有請我哋康樂及文化事務處助理處長康樂事務李麗芬女士同埋領匯房地產投資信託基金項目及資產發展總監梁元迪先生代表上台領獎㗎，唔該晒。或者我哋而家都請代表咧可以講分享少少佢哋嘅睇法。
First of all, I would like to thank the organizer, the judges, and those who vote for the venues managed by the Leisure and Cultural Services Department. We would also like to share the honor and the awards with our partner, the Architectural Services Department, which contributed a lot to the design and the construction of the very good open spaces. And for Stanley Promenade, it is a very nice and popular promenade, which has a very long 300-meter boardwalk, giving people a magnificent view of the sea, and also it's well linked with other places of interest, like the Black Pier, the Plaza, the Mary House, and also the nearby very vibrant cafes. So it gives a really good experience to the residents as well as the visitors outside the districts to enjoy this open space. Thank you very much.
Well, we are delighted that on the Stanley Plaza and Stanley Promenade are awarded as the most outstanding public space in Hong Kong and best waterfront area. The link we strive to offer excellent public spaces to Hong Kong through asset enhancement projects and the provision of quality property management service. The renovation project of Stanley Plaza changed the silent corner of the busy Stanley Main Street to a green, relaxing outdoor environment, a lively destination for local residents and international tourists. We will continue to make good of our properties to serve both Hong Kong people and the international tourists in the future. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. May Ms. Brotner as well as Ms. Lee please remain on the stage, and Mr. Lang, please feel free to. Thank you. So as this next winner is also represented by the LCSD, so.
唔該晒梁先生，有請 Christine 同埋李女士留步嘅，因為下一個獎咧都同康文署有關㗎。
Do you want to continue with?
In some categories, we had winners. In some categories, we also had honorable mentions. These are spaces which were excellent, and perhaps we wanted to recognize them as well. And it is important to understand that an honorable mention can, with continued development, become a winner as well. We would like to recognize the Sai Kung waterfront for its uses, its multiple disciplinary space that allows the fishermen and the community to come together in some unusual ways and free form, and to actually enjoy our waterfronts there. So we'd like to recognize the Sai Kung waterfront.
頭先佢先咧亦都講到咧，就係優秀海濱地帶嘅榮譽得獎者咧，就係西貢海濱公園㗎。咁得獎嘅原因咧，就係因為佢有多元化嘅活動群啦，可能提供到一啲市集啦，同埋一啲可能係賣魚嘅地方啦，令到成個公共空間咧充滿呢個生氣嘅。咁亦都係呢一個公共空間成功嘅好主要嘅原因嚟嘅。
Thank you very much for the award. Similar to Stanley Promenade, the Sai Kung Waterfront Promenade is also a very good place to enjoy the sea view. It is just next to the public transport terminus and also the ferry pier to the small islands, which have high geological values And it is also very close to our other facilities like the cycle swimming pool, the tennis courts, and also some famous restaurants, making the place is very a vibrant promenade. And we thank you very much for giving us the award. Thank you.
唔該晒。
Moving on, I would like to invite Mr. Christian Low, President of the American Institute of Architects Hong Kong chapter, to come onto the stage and to present the award for the Urban Park category. Mr. Low, please.
好，而家咧我哋就嚟到第二個範疇啦，就係呢一個城市公園嘅。咁而家我哋有請Mr. Christian Low 啦，就係美國建築師學會香港分會嘅會長，為我哋支持人。
Thank you, everybody. It's my distinct honor to present and announce the winner of the Urban Park category, which is really a way of, it's probably an integration of urbanism into a park setting or vice versa. In this case, Cornwall Street Park, located in Kowloon Tong, represents, our winner, is a highly successful, collaboratively designed project. It includes a number of different Hong Kong-based designers and consultants engaged by the LCSD. In reviewing this submission, there were 3 points I'd like to make. The jury was impressed first and foremost by the park's really unique creative design approach and considering different scales and different uses within a very small footprint. There's a set of seating, it's really an artistic sculptural design called the Urban Mat. That's a very significant visual feature in the park and sets a very interesting tone for integrating art in a very functional way into park settings in Hong Kong, and I think is a good sort of a trend to possibly follow. But there are other areas, maybe less visually obvious within the park, both up in the park setting where it's more naturalistic and also in the more urban portion where the hardscape elements are near the Kowloon Tong station. All very successful, all very well integrated, and allow a number of different uses to happen very successfully at the same time. The second point that the jury found to be very successful, and is I think very important for all of the open spaces that we deal with and look at and live in, and that is that the design detail and the actual implementation and the maintenance are extremely well done in this particular project. Barrier-free transitions between landscape and public space, inviting people to move across easily without restriction. Plant materials actually are rich and beautifully varied, well maintained, and consequently, it's a very active and very lively space all times of day. And then the third and a very important point that the jury noted were the sustainable design features integrated in the project. Solar-powered lighting was well received by the jurors, and as well as a comprehensive recycling program that's really clearly marked and actually beautifully integrated and designed and obvious and easy to follow in the park. And then the other point was that 70% of the raw materials in the project were either recycled or sort of reused content. So in summary, the Cornwall Street Park is a great example of the importance of this sort of high-impact, high-quality design thinking and the implementation and maintenance. So it's my pleasure to be a part of the jury and to announce the winner.
公園呢個得獎者咧就係呢一個歌和老街公園㗎。咁成功嘅原因咧，頭先亦都分享過啦。咁我哋所謂簡單咁樣敘述一下啦。首先咧就係佢靈活啦，同埋新穎嘅座位咧，將呢個藝術咧融入咗成個公園裏邊。咁其他公園咧都可以循住呢個方向去考慮下翻新啦。第二點咧就係佢亦都加入咗好多嘅無障礙設施，令到呢個公園咧能夠讓到唔同嘅人咧可以使用到，增添佢哋嘅生氣。第三點咧，亦都加入咗好多唔同嘅環保元素、可持續發展嘅一啲元素喺裏面啦，亦都係佢成功之處嚟嘅。
So we will now invite Miss Margaret Lee once again to come onto the stage and to receive the award.
好，而家我哋再次請出康樂同埋法事務處助理處長李麗芬女士上台領獎。
Thank you very much for the award. In fact, the LCSD has launched a pilot scheme for the Park Deco project in 2012, and the Cornwall Street Park has been selected for the implementation of the scheme. we work together with with an NGO, the Hong Kong Design Center, to refurbish the park by providing a design theme called the Inspirational Floor, which links 3 different sets of creative, artistic sitting furniture, namely the Urban Myth, the Living Inside Out, and the Dream Falls, and also some new signage in a warm and friendly tone. And the park has been turned into an open space designed with wide access, welcoming the visitors in the entrance, and have opened up more green lawns to enable the public to conduct various leisure activities there. With the positive responses from the park users on the renovated facilities and the new look of the park, we will extend the new Park Deco concept to other new parks in future. Thank you.
唔該晒李女士嘅。
So thank you again, Mr. Christian Low and Ms. Margaret Lee. Moving to the next chapter, I would like to invite Mr. P.Y. Tam, past president of the Hong Kong Institute of Planners, to come onto the stage and to announce the winners for Urban Plaza category. Mr. Tam, please.
好，跟住落嚟咧，我哋就會公布城市廣場呢一個得獎嘅範疇嘅。而家我哋有請香港規劃師學會前會長譚寶橋先生為我哋公布嘅。
Well, first of all, what do you mean by city plaza? There's no single or simple definition, but let's imagine if the city is a house, then the city plaza can be seen as the sitting room of your house. So it must be a place where you can sit, relax, enjoy, and meet your friends. In the sitting room, you'll have street furniture, planting, decorations, whatever, and you can visualize the buildings surrounding the plaza like the walls of your sitting room. And so the city plaza is the floor of your sitting room. But it's just many times larger. And of course, it's open to the sky and it's a good breathing space.
頭先譚先生咧亦都講到咧，就係話我哋呢一個嘅得獎嘅城市公共空間呢用意係咩咧？就係其實我哋幻想下，好似喺自己屋企一樣，可能會有唔同嘅家私啦、唔同嘅設備啦喺當中嘅。不過咧，可能有唔同嘅咧，就係個比例咧，可能大好多啦，同埋望上去咧係一個天嚟嘅。
So, with this in mind, the judges have chosen the winner is Tai Ming Lane Square in Tai Po. The site is situated at the confluence of 4 pedestrianized streets and is highly accessible. Shops abound on the ground floor as well as on some upper floors along all these frontages. The central part is basically a part of LCSP with sitting out areas and mature trees. Residents can repose there and can watch the busy shopping activities in the 4 streets. It uses Chinese architecture features in design appearing to seek a link to the place's rural township origin. As the square is not fenced off and is freely traversable, the park blends with the shopping street very well. The judges like this space in that although the space was not particularly outstanding in terms of design, its use and function in uniting the communities is highly regarded. This is the gist of placemaking, good urban design. And in this regard, the subject site also imparts almost a feel of some piazzas in European cities. Congratulations, Tai Ming Lane Square.
係優秀嘅得獎者咧，就係大明理廣場啦。得獎嘅原因咧，頭先譚先生亦都詳細咁講到啦，就係咧佢哋嗰個嘅鄰里嘅感覺咧係好強㗎。咁咧原因咧就係因為中間咧連住嘅廣場咧係連合住嗰4個里㗎。咁即係如果大家去過都知道，就係一條4個步行街嚟嘅，就好多人流嘅。咁咧係成個社區嘅樞紐，暢達性咧亦都係非常之高嘅。咁亦都係匯聚咗大埔區啦，好多嘅人流喺當中㗎。咁呢個亦都係成功嘅原因之一。
Now, once again, invite Ms. Margaret Lee to come onto the stage and to receive the award.
好，而家再次有請康樂及文化事務處助理處長李麗芬女士上台領獎。
Thank you once again for the award. Although the Tai Ming Lane Plaza is not a big place, and it's a rather small one, and it is in the heart of the Taikoo Town Center. It's surrounded by residential blocks at the four sides, and but it's a very highly patronized open space, particularly for the elderly who could sit there all day chatting and go back home very conveniently. And it is a good place for holding community events as well. So we have quite a lot of recreation events there for adding the enjoyment for the residents. Thank you.
唔該晒李女士同埋譚先生嘅。
So now may I invite Mr. Tam to announce the honorary mention of his category.
The honorable mention goes to the Piazza of Citygate Outlet Tung Chung, Lantau Island. The site is fully pedestrianized plaza and has a very special feature, which is a fountain with water rising directly from the paving. The plaza is situated at a nodal position between several public transport links and facilities. With the high accessibility and the shopping facilities in the vicinity, the place well functions as a tourist spot. It is also a very attractive venue for the general public. Congratulations, Piazza of Citygate Outlet, Tung Chung.
優秀城市廣場嘅榮譽得獎者咧就係東匯城嘅露天廣場。咁得獎嘅原因咧，亦都係因為喺個廣場嘅正中間咧就有個好得意嘅噴水池啦，咁能夠讓到市民咧可以互動啦，同埋暢達性亦都非常之高嘅。原因係因為附近都有其他嘅公共交通交匯處啦，附近亦都有一啲遊客嘅設施啦，東匯城啦一啲嘅商場咁樣嘅。
Now invite Mr. James Fan, Senior Development Manager of Newfound World Holdings Limited, to come onto the stage and to receive the award.
而家有請 Newfound World Holdings Limited 高級發展經理范志新先生上台領獎。
Mr. Tam and Mr. Fan, thank you. Moving on to the next chapter, we would like to invite Mr. Matthew Pryor, Head of the Division of Landscape Architecture at the University of Hong Kong, to come onto the stage and to present the award for the Large-Scale Green Park category. Mr. Pryor, please.
好啦，而家咧就輪到大型綠化公園呢個範疇嘅得獎公共空間啦。而家我哋有請香港大學園景建築學部彭文輝先生上台。
Afternoon, everybody. I'd like to thank very quickly the organisers for arranging these awards. They put in a lot of effort. And I think it's tremendous that we start to recognise and celebrate some of our fine public spaces in Hong Kong. We know the city through its public spaces. It's where the community meets. It's the way that we navigate the city. It's the identity that we give to ourselves. And more importantly, it's how tourists remember us. If you think of any major city in the world, you think of its open spaces. If you think of London or New York, you think of these big green spaces. So it's a real pleasure for me to be here, to be presenting the category for large green public space. I think I got that right. The winner in this category is Inspiration Lake at Hong Kong Disney Resort. It's it's a special space. It's very large, it's very relaxing, it's very green. It's a very rare thing in Hong Kong to have such a space. It's a very precious jewel in our city. And I would note that it's special because there's very little to it. We've just got some